That night, as Flight 180 made its final approach, Captain Raimundo Cervantes was at the controls. This is the official recording of his conversation with the control tower. Although the UFO had disappeared from radar screens, this object in the sky was still seen hovering over the city. Flight 180 landed safely, but the crew were unsure as to whether they had had a mid-air collision. It was certainly close.
We noticed something in the distance that looked like it was on a collision course with us, and this craft was coming towards us very fast. It really was a tense moment.
The next day, when the plane was inspected, there was indeed some damage to an undercarriage. This was recorded as metal fatigue, but Captain Cervantes disagreed.
I don't accept it. I saw it myself, and I know this wasn't metal fatigue.
The object was very big, silver-colored and shining.
That event was registered by the Mexican authorities, our supervisor, and in this center, and many people knows about it.
In South America, evidence from pilots and concern for air safety has prompted the Chilean Civil Aviation Authority to begin an official investigation into UFOs with the help of the country's Air Force.
Este comité fue creado en octubre del año pasado a raíz de las evidencias.
The committee was created last October because of the large amount of evidence that we have concerning anomalous phenomena.
Analizando todos aquellos fenómenos que no sean normales.
Since then, we have been analyzing any cases and reports that we get from technical staff, air traffic controllers and pilots. We also get information from local flying clubs, and especially from the Air Force and the Army.
Squadron Commander Danilo Catalan, a Top Gun who trained at America's elite fighter pilot school, has had 2 encounters with UFOs while serving in the Chilean Air Force.
We were flying in a training mission, an interception mission, 2 airplanes. All of a sudden, the radar ground control, called me, and they told me go to intercept an unknown traffic, maybe some civilian traffic, a commercial traffic flying in the military zone. We lock on the targets. All of a sudden we saw a strange form, like a tube, like a Habano, like a gray cigar, a flat gray cigar, and the dimension may be like a commercial airplane, like a 707, 747, like that. All of a sudden, this object goes to the right in a hard turn, like a brake, with a 90 degrees, and accelerate more or less to 5 Mach. 5 Mach is 5 times the speed of sound. On the ground control was the same picture, was the same. Was the first close encounter with a UFO report.
What are the UFOs that pilots and air traffic controllers are seeing?
564, can you pay that object at all on your radar? Cactus 564, no I don't. Talking to 3 or 4 guys around here, no one knows what that is.
My certainty is that what I saw and what I had seen represents a technology which not only can fly in our planetary environment outside our normal aerodynamic envelopes, but by implication must be able to fly outside the planetary environment, well beyond our dreams and expectations.
It's right out of the X-Files. I mean, it's a definite UFO or something like that.
I don't know what could be, really no. I don't know. In case that belongs to the Earth, they are broken all the international rules, and that is very dangerous because nobody knows nothing about that flights, you know.
It might be that it is something we don't know yet. Maybe as people say from outside space. I don't know it, but it could be.
But could pilots and air traffic controllers be mistaken? Is there an answer to the UFO phenomenon much closer to home that may be the best kept secret of the century? The research and development of state-of-the-art military aircraft has always been carried out under the strictest veil of secrecy. The latest machines have decades of high-cost science and technology invested in them, and they've been in the skies for years before their existence is ever admitted. Such ultra-secret programs are known in defense circles as black projects. And in this world, at any given time, there are few individuals who know for sure the shape of things to come. And in this world, at any given time, there are few individuals who know for sure the shape of things to come. In Washington, an organization that studies black projects is the Federation of American Scientists. John Pike is their leading expert.
Well, a black project is any project conducted where the fact of the existence of the project is supposed to be hidden from the public. The total black budget in the United States today is probably somewhere between $30 and $35 billion a year.
The end products of black projects invariably have a long lineage. The Northrop flying wing of the 1950s is a direct ancestor of today's stealth aircraft. High levels of secrecy make it impossible to know for certain what may have been in development at any given time. It's possible that there existed in the past exotic aircraft whose design and flight characteristics still remain a secret to this day. Are there any that might fit the description of the UFOs that pilots have been seeing over the years?
They didn't tell us about the U-2. They didn't tell us about the SR-71. They didn't tell us about a lot of aircraft even during World War II. At one time, the P-51 was secret. The Thunderbolt was secret when they were originally testing them. In other words, it wasn't widespread knowledge.
Jack Pickett is the retired editor of an Air Force magazine. He claims that while working at an airbase in the 1960s, he saw previously unknown aircraft that may well explain flying saucers.
We saw some aircraft parked at the end of a runway, and I turned to my partner and says, "Did you see what I just saw?" And he says, "I sure did." I says, "Those are flying saucers." He says, "That's what they look like to him."
Jack Pickett made from memory his own scale drawings of what he saw that day in 1967.
They were a disc-type aircraft, flying wing, circular. They had the pilot compartment dead center, and they had the tricycle landing gear, and there was no, they were jets. 3 of them had what looked like twin jets on them with the exhaust coming out of the bottom. I later got to walk right around them. And the big one had looked like 4 jet intakes, 2 on each side of the main fuselage, and 4 exhausts out of the bottom. There was no mistaking them as anything except a flying saucer-shaped aircraft.
Pickett says he was given permission by the base